Hello, hello. So I have a few people who are a little bit concerned about application of foundation. So I'm going to wipe off what I have and I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can apply foundation. I'm going to totally waste some product right now, but it's all for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm using our make-off wipes. They come in 2 different ways. They come in single pouches that you can throw in your purse, or they come in this pop-up pack. I'm not going anywhere today, so I don't really need to keep my makeup on. I didn't even do like mascara or anything like that, so I tried to go live. This is my first YouTube, so, but I think it'll be easier for people to go on my YouTube channel and check out a couple different videos of application than it will be to go back and like my Facebook feed. So my name is Kristin Hatt, and I am a beauty guide with LimeLife by Alcone, 2nd month in a row. You actually don't lose your rank, so that's super cool. But I earned it again, even if we were to have lost it. Okay. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry a little bit. It smells so good. I'm going to apply 1 pump. Normally I apply 3. I'm going to apply 1 pump of Skin Therapist. Okay, so I'm going to start with our Blenderful, which is this right here, because that's how most people that I've sold to recently have chosen to apply. So I'm going to go wet this because it's a little bit dry right now, and then I'm going to squeeze it dry in a clean towel. Okay. So squeezing it dry into the towel. So a lot of people who have used LimeLife tend to like use too much because that's what you're used to from everyday makeup. Okay, not everyday makeup, because LimeLife is everyday makeup, but like drugstore makeup or makeup that you've ever used in the past, because even makeup that you buy at Ulta, the percentage of pigment in there is so low, like less than 10%. This is 50%. So the amount of makeup that you need to put on here is 4 times less or more than what you were putting on your face before. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Blenderful, and this is my color right here, and I'm going to do just 1 turn. It's like 180 degrees. And all I'm going to do, wait, getting ahead of myself. I'm going to apply some concealer first. That's another thing, is that if you're trying to cover up your blemishes with your foundation, you are going to apply too much because you're trying to like overcompensate. And it does cover up so much already. But I do get the whole blemishes thing. I get it. I totally get it. Okay. And I'm just going to blend that in with the end of my Blenderful. It's not going to be fully blended in until I put the foundation on top, but just a little something. And it's actually waterproof, so it doesn't even get on here because I squeezed this with water. So cool. Okay, so I already half turned it in my foundation. I'm going to apply that now on my face. Look at that. That and that. It's just amazing to me every time I use it. Every single time. So your inclination is to just continue to put your Blenderful back in your makeup. I discourage you to do that. I encourage you to do half of your face with that one turn and then do the other half of your face, and you can then go back and reapply where you think you need more. Because if you apply too much, it will start to look gross. Like it will start to look like too much. And you will tell me, I feel like it's caked on my face. Well, you use too much product. That is the beauty of LimeLife, is that you don't have to use so much. Look, one turn in my foundation. Redness, gone. Blemishes, gone. I have one little guy right there that I'll probably put some more concealer on. But that's all it took. That is it. Ready? Choo. That's it. That is it. And on we go. So I go all over my face first, because that's where, obviously, it has the most product on it when you first twist it in there. And then I'm going to spread it around my face. With what's remaining on there. And of course, it's always a good idea to go down your neck. But look, that is amazing. And all it took was 2 turns in my foundation. That's it. That is it. Okay, that's way number 1. Now I'm going to use a makeup wipe. I could use the same one. It's kind of dirty, but that's the beauty of these makeup wipes. So that first one is the Blenderful. Look, guys. Foundation, no foundation. 2 turns in my foundation. Like I said, I get so excited about it because I've never had a foundation do this before. Never. You just have to trust it. It seems unnatural to only apply a little bit of foundation. But I promise you, it will give you more results than you could ever imagine. Okay. Way number 2. By the way, I always come back with my Blenderful no matter what. Every single time I apply my makeup, I use that. But way number 2 is going to be the buffer brush and concealer brush. So going in again with concealer 1. It's our color correcting concealer. Gets rid of that redness. I'm using my phone as a mirror. I shouldn't do that. These blemishes are more like dry spots right now. because I used Mask of Zen and I dried them all out. Okay. So I'm going to go in with the buffer brush since that's what we're saying we're using. And I'm just going to not fully blend those out, but not make them so crazy. Okay. And this is what I'm going to use. So as you can see, like my foundation is only in the corners. I'm not using a ton of makeup. I am going to go around a couple times. Maybe I won't show you that. My point is I've had this since February, and I used this today to apply my makeup. Today I used it. Even though it looks completely gone, it still works. I don't have to use anything else other than this. So cool. Okay, so for application of a new foundation, not a used foundation, all you need to do is one circle. You could go one way and then the other way. That way it gets on every bristle in every direction. One way, the other way. So what I did is I went around in a circle this way, shoo, and then I went this way, shoo. That's it. And I'm going to look at all that. That's actually too much. I'll be able to do my forehead and half my face. Maybe even be able to do my whole face with that. Stuff is so cool. I've never used professional grade makeup before, and I can tell you a million times over, this stuff, there is a reason professionals choose it. I don't think they would be blowing smoke. Kim Kardashian's makeup artists use this. Who else? Blake Lively's makeup artists use this on her. Okay, I don't even need to use a whole nother swipe, so I'm just going to like lightly, that's it, just for this, right here. Like I said, if you use more product, you're going to get it all yucked up on your face, and it's going to feel like wax because it's wax-based. So if you call me and say, my makeup doesn't feel right, or I'm using a lot of makeup, that's because you are, and you're using way too much. And I don't mean to sound mean about it, but it is totally a learning curve. Like, I don't want you to think that I got in this and knew everything. I totally didn't, but I've learned a little bit every day, and I'm here to help you learn a little bit every day. So at this point is when I would go back in, and you don't have to, but this is how I prefer, because if you like get super close, not sure if you can tell, like right there, swoop, 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 is a brush line. I don't know about you, but this girl didn't like brush lines. So when I first bought this, I bought an individual foundation just by itself and a Blenderful. That's all I bought to get started with LimeLife. I was like, well, plus their skincare, but if you're talking makeup, that's all I started with. Then I upgraded to the Trio to get some concealers. And I'm pretty sure this is still my original Trio pack that I've ever bought. I don't think I've ever bought another one. Actually. Didn't even think about that till just now. Because I started in December. And I started with just skincare. I didn't start with any foundation or anything. And then soon after that, right after that, I ordered foundation and the Blenderful. Then soon after that, I got my concealers and the pressed powder. So that's kind of like that's how I started with it. Okay, what else did I want to show you? I guess I could show you 4 different ways. So that was the buffer brush. I'm going to get a new makeup wipe now. I took off 2 facefuls of makeup. So, I don't know if you saw, but when I first started applying, I went shwoop, shwoop, and that did all of this. And then I just had to go just like that and do the rest of my cheek over here. I honestly could have probably done my whole face with that first little circle one way, circle the other way. And this amazes me every time for 2 reasons. How amazing our makeup wipes are and how amazing the coverage is. You never would know all this redness is under there. Because this is the realisticness of LimeLife. It just makes me smile every time. Every single time. I should have done this live on my page. I tried to go live on YouTube. Sorry. You can share your live links, but I think that Facebook is starting to I know Facebook, because we have trainings on it. I know Facebook is starting to really pay attention to what we say and how we say it and not be super salesy. And I am not trying to be super salesy. This is for my customers only. My customers have voiced a concern to me that they don't know why they're using so much makeup or how the Blenderful works or what brush they should get. This is for you people. At this point, I probably should apply another thing of moisturizer, but I think I'll wait until the end. My face is super sensitive, which is another reason why this stuff is so amazing. Okay, next, the foundation brush. This is how I applied my original foundation before I got the Blenderful. And I still choose to use this sometimes. Not all the time. Not very often, actually. What I love about this is that it can double as a concealer brush if you don't have a concealer brush or you don't want to get a concealer brush and something else to apply. So I'm going to show you how to apply concealer with this. So I put my finger on the back of the brush. Please don't be insulted by me. On the back of the brush to kind of pressure the bristles and just get a little bit of concealer on there. Pat it on. Concealer is always good to pat. I'm not doing my eyes right now. I'm not doing a whole contouring thing. Not doing a full face. I'm literally just showing you different ways to apply foundation. Different tools that you could use. Okay. With this, I'm going to do swipe down, swipe up, and that's it. So swipe down, swipe up. And the reason I do that is so that it's on both sides. I have a little bit of versatility. I like to apply my makeup in circles. That's just my personal preference. Okay, I guess I don't like to apply it in circles. I'm getting the majority of the makeup off of the brush, and then I will go back and apply it. Now, as you saw, this was a clean brush where my buffer brush already had makeup on it. So as you can see, it's going to require a little bit more love. But even still, look at that. You can see the redness is gone on this side. Still exists here. So I'm going to go up and down again. Up, down. It's so gross, but I try to wash my brushes once a week, but I prefer to use brushes that have already been used because they give me more coverage, but it's just really, 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 really bad for you to do that. Don't do that. I just washed these the other night, so I'm going to go up and down again. No, I'm not. Up, down. Feel free to share this video if you have anybody who is interested in LimeLife or has asked you why LimeLife is so amazing. I'll tell you with the last application a little bit about the story of our foundation and why it is so different from most store grades. I already told you one at the beginning of this video. The pigment difference. Okay, there we go. That was foundation brush for concealer and foundation. So this one kind of like gives you a double whammy because you can do concealer and foundation with this one. Going back in with my Make Off wipe. And this brush that I want to use was wet this morning when I was wanting to use it. I didn't use it because I wanted to use it on powder, and you cannot use anything on powder if it is wet. Else it like mats your powder in, and that is not what you want. This makes me smile every time. You know you have the stuff when you get so excited about it.
You're done?
I think so.
Are the kids asleep?
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Last way. Let's see. I'm live. Okay, so this is a puffy brush. And why in the world would you apply foundation with a puffy brush? Because you can, and it illustrates how very little product you actually need to get the coverage that you want. So, going in with my concealer brush again. Hopefully he's going to be gone tomorrow. I'm going to treat him tonight with some Mask of Zen. Coming up on my 2-month anniversary with LimeLife. I'm gonna blot this in with the okay. How to with the puffy brush. So I'm literally going to kind of like condense the bristles, you know, obviously like this, but I can't do that. So I'm going to just kind of push them together like this, and I'm going to swirl it one time in the foundation. Maybe 2. Just like that. And I'm going to just go all over my face. So cool. I even use this still if I've applied too much foundation. Because I'm human too, and I've used makeup for 15 years. 15 years? About 15 years, probably. And it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It really is. Puffy brush. Right here. This almost ensures that you won't use, look, all of that is on my face now, too much foundation. Gotta swirl it around in there a couple times again. Get a little bit more. And this brush is like therapeutic. It's like getting a back rub or face rub. So soft. Another reason why this company is super amazing. I was gifted these when I joined. It was their incentive for the month. And I feel super blessed because they're like $250 for all 15 brushes. Okay. There it is. Do I need more? Absolutely not. Because I'm going to show you, again, with a makeup wipe, the difference. There it is. Puffy brush application. I forgot to tell you about our foundation. I'll have to do another live about that. Puffy brush application over here. No makeup over here. Such little amount of product makes such a huge amount of difference. Okay. All right. So, ways you can purchase foundation are individual, trio pack, 6-pack. So, like I said, I started with individual and, no, I think actually individual and foundation brush is how I started. And then I got trio and Blenderful. And then now I have this for one-on-ones. So there's lots of ways that you can purchase. You can start single and buffer. You can start trio and buffer. You can start single and blender. You can start single and trio. I love the trio because you get 2 different concealers. So you choose, me personally, I would choose the color correcting and then whichever one would go with your skin tone. So this is actually not my skin tone color, but it lightens up my eyes. So that is what I choose. Reason 563 why our foundation is amazing is because I already told you about the pigmentation. So pigmentation is 50% compared to like a 10% of every other makeup that is sold. Almost every other makeup that is sold. Actually, every makeup that is sold in like a Walmart, Walgreens, wherever, Publix, wherever you buy your makeup at, where it's less than 10%, most less than 8% of pigment, meaning you have to use a whole lot more product, actually 5 times more product to get it to do that coverage that I was showing you with just a half turn in your foundation that lasts you or me since February. And it looks like that, and I'm still using it. I showed another trick on my Facebook page, I want to say like a week and a half ago. This is like down to the very bottom. I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but you heat it up and it melts itself back down so that you can use your Blenderful in there. Blenderfuls work a little bit better on the surface. Obviously, it'd be a little bit harder to get my Blenderful down in those corners unless you were using the actual corner part of the Blenderful. What did I want to tell you though about the foundation? Oh, it's wax-based. What does that mean? Why is that important? Because most foundations that are sold in drugstores, Walmart, wherever you buy your foundation at, are water-based. So all the chemicals and materials that are inside that are combining with your face and your body because your body is made up of 80% water. And the problem with that is that obviously you don't want chemicals in your body, unnecessary chemicals, any chemicals really, which is kind of difficult these days with all the kinds of crap that they put in our food. Also, why that is important is because instead of it going down deep into your pore where your cleanser cannot get it out, it sits on the top of your face. So when you use such makeup wipe or such cleanser, it comes immediately off. Not you have to scrub it for days, not you have to use that, and then a exfoliant, that's the word that I'm looking for. It just sits right on top, and that's what makes it look so natural. That's what makes it look like my neck. See? Yucky face, beautiful neck. I'm not trying to say my neck is beautiful, but you see how toned this is compared to how blotchy and yucky this is. It turned my face into my neck with very little product. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and post this on my Facebook page. This is my very first video on YouTube. I'm going to say that my YouTube name is, I know it has to have the word radiance in it because that is like my favorite word. I love just the idea of being radiant, being a radiant light for people in their lives, whether it be a light for Christ, whether it be a light for beauty internally or externally. I want you to go and be radiant. Show the radiance that is inside of you. So even if I don't have a name for my YouTube yet, because this is my very first video, I want you to go and be radiant. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. And if you do so want to, please share this with anybody that you know. Thanks. Bye-bye.